So today we are discussing arithmetic progression, chapter 5 of NCERT Mathematics. In this chapter, we are discussing about numbers that are arranged in a particular order. So here I'll make two examples and will differentiate between an arithmetic progression and one sequence will not be an arithmetic sequence. So here is an example 1, 4, 7, 10, etc. And here is another example 3, 8, 10, 13, etc. Both are sequence. These are numbers arranged using commas. So there is a difference between the first sequence and the second sequence. That is what we are going to learn. Now just consider the first sequence. So this 1, it is the first term of the sequence. Always the first term is represented by A1 or simply A. We can say A or A1. Both are similar. It represents first term. Or we can simply say the first written term in the sequence. So here the first term is 1. And this 4, this is called second term. We are naming according to the position. Now here it is 4. Now this 7 is called the third term and here it is 7. And 10 is the fourth term. So A1 that is first term, A2 the second term, A3 the third term and A4 the fourth term. Here also we can write that here A1 is equal to 3, A2 is equal to 8, A3 is equal to 10 and A4 is equal to 30. Now we are going to differentiate between the sequence. Now you can calculate A2 minus A1, A3 minus A2 and A4 minus A3 in this sequence first. Here A2 minus A1 means 4 minus 1, that is equal to 3. Now A3 minus A2 is 7 minus 4, that's also equal to 3. Now A4 minus A3 is 10 minus 7 and that's also equal to 3. Now we can see the difference between two consecutive terms is always 3 in this sequence. It is always the same number and that number is equal to 3 in the first sequence. So we can say this is an arithmetic progression. So what is the condition to become a sequence, an arithmetic sequence or arithmetic progression? The difference between the consecutive terms must be same or a constant. That is called the common difference of the sequence. Common difference. So in this sequence, the common difference is 3. Now we are going to the second sequence we have written here. You can calculate A2 minus A1 here. On calculating A2 minus A1, it is 8 minus 3, that is equal to 5. Now A3 minus A2 is 10 minus 2, that is equal to 2. Again A4 minus A3 is 13 minus 10, which is equal to 3. So here there is no constant difference between two consecutive terms. So we can say this is not an AP. Okay, that is the difference. So for an AP, there will be a constant term. That is what we call common difference between two consecutive terms. So we are going to study in detail the arithmetic progression using this example. As I told you, the first term is 1 and you can calculate the common difference by calculating A2 minus A1. Okay, here the A2 minus A1 is 4 minus 1 equal to 3. On calculating D, you should be very careful. It is always AN minus AN minus 1. D is always AN minus AN minus 1. Say for example, D is equal to A4 minus A3, A6 minus A5, A10 minus A9, whatever. This must be consecutive terms. That is the speciality. Now you cannot do A3 minus A4 to calculate D. This is absolutely wrong. Or A5 minus A6. All you have to do is A6 minus A5. That is AN minus AN minus 1. This is the general equation. Always you should follow this procedure to calculate D. So it is always A2 minus A1, A3 minus A2, A4 minus A3, or A6 minus A5. But as I said earlier, A2 minus A3 is not correct. So you should remember this point. Again, consider the same sequence. Here, as we said, A1 is equal to 1 and D is equal to 3 here. Now you see A1 is equal to 1 and how to obtain A2. If you know the first term of the sequence is 1 and the common difference of the sequence is D, then we can easily calculate A2 as it is always 1 plus 3. This 1 is A1 and 3 is common difference, or we can write A1 plus D. That is a speciality. A2 will be always A1 plus D. You know the value of A1, that is 1. You know the value of D, that is 3. So 1 plus 3, 4 will be the second term. And how to obtain the third term? Third term will be sum of second term and the common difference. You know the second term, it is 4. Now we know the common difference, that is 3. And the third term will be 7. You can obtain that in the series. Now what is A4? It is the sum of A3 and D. A3 is 7, common difference is 3, and that's equal to 10. So in this way, you can obtain a series. One more example we'll discuss. Suppose in a question it is given that A1 or simply A is equal to 3 and D is equal to minus 2. How to approach this problem? You know first term is 3 and to obtain the second term all you have to do is A1 plus D. Here A1 is 3 and D is minus 2. So the answer is 3 minus 2 and that is equal to 1. Now to obtain A3 you need to add the common difference to the second term or A2 plus D. You know A2 it is 1. You need to do 1 plus minus 2. You can calculate 1 plus minus 2, it will be minus 1. And again to obtain A4, you need to add this common difference to the third term and that's equal to minus 1 plus minus 2 and that's equal to minus 3. So I can write the sequence as 3, 1, minus 1, minus 3. If you want, you can check the common difference is minus 2 here and the first term of the sequence is 3 here. So in this way, you can write a series if the first term and common difference is given. Then in the first exercise, we may come across with the certain questions. In those questions, we need to check whether the given sequence is an AP or not. This is similar with the case we have discussed first. So we'll take an example. 2, 6, 10, 14. Okay, I need to check whether this is an AP or not. For that, you need to write A1 here. A1 is equal to 2. You can again write A2. A2 is equal to 6. And again, you need to write A3. A3 is equal to 10 here. You need to calculate D at least twice in a series. So you can calculate D using A1 and A2 by A2 minus A1. Please be careful with this. A2 minus A1. A2 is 6 and A1 is 2. So the common difference is 4 obtained using A2 and A1. You need to check the common difference again using A3 and A2. A3 minus A2. That's equal to 10 minus 6. That's also equal to 4. So we can say D is a constant. D is a constant, or we can simply say the difference between the consecutive terms are equal. So we can say this is an AP. Okay, this is an AP. Now we'll consider other example. Say for example it is minus 1, minus 3, minus 4, minus 7. We need to check whether this is an AP or not. Now from here the first term is minus 1, the second term is minus 3, the third term is minus 4. That's enough. Third term is minus 4. Now you need to calculate A2 minus A1 first. A2 minus A1 means minus 3 minus, now A1 is again minus 1. So it is equal to minus 3 plus 1 or minus 2. Now we need to calculate A3 minus A2. A3 is minus 4 here. Again minus sign. The value of A2 is minus 3. So it is equal to minus 4 plus 3 and this is equal to minus 1. And here you can see the difference between the consecutive term is minus 2 here and is minus 1 here. This is not a constant value. This is entirely different. So we can say this is not an AP. There is no common difference in this sequence. So simply we can say this is not an AP.